Hi, I'm Mike Haduck, and today we're in Maine, close to Bar Harbor, and we're at the Maine Granite Museum. And behind me is one of the surviving derricks that they used to use to put the stones in them old buildings and bridges in the old days. So Stephen Haynes is going to give us a demonstration on it, and then I'm going to do another video, rock facing and shaping stones, where he's going to give us a demonstration on how they carved and shaped the granite and how they polished it. So here we go. So this is a picture of the derrick that he's going to demonstrate. Now before he does, these are these old buildings that these derricks were used in. Anytime you see these old pictures, you'll see these derricks or these cranes that were used to place the stone in the old buildings. Now when you walk through the museum, you could see all the pictures of where they're using the crane in those granite quarries up in Maine. In this picture, there's a sailing ship in the background. They would use them to load it on to the sailing ship. These are called dogs. Also, here's some tracks that they would use inside the quarry to move the stone. And this is a railroad crane that they would use. Is quite similar. We'll talk about that later.
Okay, folks, my name's Stephen Haynes. I was being taught at 11 years old. This demonstration here is my stiff leg derrick. The derrick came from Tennessee, and 3 years of restoration, and now we can pick up a 5-ton block. Okay, so a little history about my derrick. It did come from Tennessee. This derrick was a blacksmith shop in the mountains of Tennessee. My antique friend found that blacksmith shop, bought it all, took it down, and now given to me. 3 years in the making. I've restored all of the wood, which is western fir from Oregon, and rebuilt the winches, and now it's a working machine. I'm going to turn the handles. We're going to lift the block. This is a balanced machine that immediately when it comes up, it will come straight. So that's balanced. So this stiff leg would have been on the ocean's edge, and lifting the granite blocks that were Lewised, boxed, banded, numbered, loading them right on the schooner. So 1885 is the date. This is a Sashton, western fir from Oregon, and built in Chicago. Okay, each one of these stones in the back is a 5-ton, buried right down to ledge. And so each one of these blocks are 5 feet in thickness and go right down to ledge. And now it's stapled in, and so the derrick will be upright. When the derrick needed to be lifted for a structure on higher part of the building, they would take those staples and now lift this derrick up to another story. So those were very important. In some cases, we had 8 derricks inside of a building being built, and raising them up on each level. We have a lock, and then lifting is take 2 men. Now she swings and to a upright, and now the block is taken down into the hull of the ship. Then it is taken care of, and the ship is now all the blocks so they don't shift. And arranged in that manner. The dogs are in a hole that is done with a point and pinching together and lifting those blocks. Yeah, there's a dog hole right there.
And there's two over there, right?
Right.
Okay.
Rope up here, and then we'd have the oxen and or the horses, or in the old days it was a series of men pulling the ropes, taking that boom back and forth. This would be a 3 or 4 man dog that they would put those giant holes in the granite block, and now bridled with a chain and lifting those giant blocks.
Here it is, lifting the block. That's how you lift the block. And then if I want to let it down?
Then you take that strain, take the strain of lift.
Right.
Now we take that, and now we can let it down.
Okay, just like that. All right, let me stop it
And
there.
we have a brake.
We have a brake. Oh, that's a brake right here.
You take the brake, that man brakes it, and now he can dog it.
Okay, I see.
And that dogs this gear into the bottom barrel.
Into the bottom barrel.
Now we can put our cranks
Down here.
possibly in here.
Right. And that's how this whole derrick works. And this is a brake. If you want to stop it, you just pull the brake if you're not using a dog.
Right.
And then if you want to move this is all balanced. You can just move the whole derrick. And then you could crank it, have it come in and come down. That's how they built all those old buildings.
This is a stiff leg, and it was the ordering of the stiff leg. And so in this photograph here, inside of the building is all these stiff legs, lifting the granite blocks and building them from the inside. As the building went up, they built those stiff flags up in the air, which they could do very easily and continue the building. The stiff flags were also used at the U.S. Treasury building, and these columns, 1852, were out of granite. The original columns were sandstone, which were now breaking down. So 52, they were building those the outside walls of granite now. The steam boilers, this is the boiler right on the winch, and running that winch, pulling those cables. Early 1860s, it was all done with oxen.
And these were the views of the electric machinery for running those big derricks. This is a print of the American Hoist and Derrick Company, and this is what it looks like on the inside, so you know how these derricks were made. Here's a picture of Mr. Haynes showing us the dogs they used to move the stones. And here he is showing us the holes they would drill in to put those dogs. And this is one of the dogs. When you see those holes inside of a stone like that, that holds them up. And this is a picture of an old railroad crane when they used those dog holes to move the stones. So we're going to go to an old bridge and look at evidence of that. So we're under an old railroad bridge, and we're going to look at these stones here, and these are all the dog holes when they used to pick it up with the railroad cranes. See them? See the old dog holes? That's what they used to use to put them down, because the railroad didn't care about putting it in the face. Now this is on a church, they would be putting them on the sides. So I want to thank Stephen Haynes for giving us that demonstration on how they use those old derricks to erect those old stone buildings in the old days. There's a second part of this video, and it's called Rock Facing and Shaping Stone, Part 13. And there he demonstrates on the quarry techniques, shaping the granite, splitting the granite, and how they used to polish it. And most of it was done by hand. So thanks for watching. I'm Mike Haduck, and I'm going to leave you with pictures of these derricks.